What's up, gang? It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. And tonight we're coming at you with the Social Dilemma. That's just what we're doing. I am technically not even finished. I think I'm 3/4 through the Social Dilemma. I'm spilling over with thoughts and questions and all kinds of emotions. And so we got to start somewhere. So I can imagine this will be a series because there's a lot I want to unpack with you. But at the heart of this show, right, called Marketing for the Rest of Us, is this whole thought that you and I in this tribe, we're not interested in algorithms, SEO. We don't get the technology side of things. And I think that's to our advantage in some regard because it keeps us sane in this era of this social dilemma, right? Like, and here's the impasse. I'm watching this, finding myself at an impasse because part of me is like, I don't even want to use a social platform, right? Because of, not even because of the algorithms of things, but because of what it stands for in some way that data is being sold or being aggregated, curated to figure out information so that information on people can be sold to the highest bidder, because that's how ads work, right? Like you actually bid on ads. That's how that works. Part of me just feels like, holy smokes, is this a hard stop? Is this a hard stop? Am I going analog in a digital age? Am I going to start doing handwritten notes and like postcard campaigns? I don't know. Like, that's one thought. Another thought is like, okay, well, what if I don't do that and I use the platform to subversively communicate to those of you who have ears to hear, like, how do we come out the other side of this? Like, holy smokes, I don't know, right? I haven't answered that yet. But I love this so much of what my work has been about, not even in this show, but my work in the space of what I teach people who come through my programs is, look, you've got to speak your truth. Your truth is the thing that resonates with people. It's your truth that cuts through fake news. By the way, fake news on both sides of the aisle, because it's not like, I think sometimes fake news gets painted as just like one side is the one with fake news. But when you start to understand the algorithm of things, you start to understand that it's all just served up for whatever your preferences are. So whatever your preferences are, let's see if we can't give you more of that. And it prevents you from seeing the whole picture. And this, friends, is why your truth is so important. Your truth, not the truth out there. So many of us, I say this too in my programs, so many people are looking for answers in life outside of themselves. They're looking to their news feed. They're looking to, does anybody read a newspaper anymore? They're looking to books, podcasts. They're looking to authorities, experts, published authors, like all kinds of crap that is supposed to signify expertise or perspective. Not truth, by the way. Although we tend to embrace that. Yo, what's up, Brian? Yo, Brian. So, look, the thing about that is we look outside ourselves for answers and we abandon our truth. And in abandoning our truth, we are persuaded by the emotions of others. We as humans are emotional beings. Whether you're not highly emotional in a, like if you use like a behavioral styles, you play your emotions low versus high. You're still emotional. As humans, we're emotional and we make decisions emotionally. We might justify logically, but we make decisions emotionally. That an algorithm can serve up to you what might move you emotionally is a crazy thought. So in the show, in the Social Dilemma, there's an expert in there, an author. I can't remember what she does now. Her name is Cathy O'Neil. And she says 3/4 of the way through something about Google doesn't have a proxy on truth. Like there is no algorithm for a proxy on truth. Like other than a click. Other than a click. And this, friends, this is what brings us into the deep question, right? Which is, or the deep thing to ponder, which is algorithms have no moral compass. There is only the programming behind the algorithm that tells it to look for what? A click. Like how we measure success in a program is, did somebody click or not? Now, if we take that even further back, what we're looking at is, as a platform, as a business, what are we looking as a business? Do you hear me now? Facebook is a business, Instagram's a business, YouTube's a business, Twitter's a business. How does the business measure success? If you're a publicly this takes it even further. If you're a publicly traded company, you are on the stock market. You answer to who? Who do you answer to? You answer to stockholders. So, in order to please the stockholders, what has to happen? You have to increase the value of the stock. Now, how do you increase the value of the stock? You increase the profitability of the company. How do you increase the profitability of the company? You speak to the things that produce the income. What produces income in a social network? Ads. Ads produce that. How do you create effective ads? You create, ready? You create clicks. You create clicks. You create clicks. You create clicks. People click. This is how you measure success as a social platform. People click. So it doesn't matter whether it's true. There is no proxy for truth other than a click to an algorithm. There is no proxy for truth other than a click for an algorithm. Thank you, Cathy O'Neil, whoever you are on the Social Dilemma. Amazing quote, amazing perspective. There is no proxy for truth other than a click. Now, this is where we start to dive into awakening. Who is awakening to this? I'm so thankful for this documentary because I think it really starts to like, shit, I'm awakened. I'm like, whoa, are you kidding me right now? This is crazy. Like we're waking up to something. And so much of what I talk about is that you need to, at least if you're in business and you're going to market, then what you bring to the market, I say, needs to be your truth. Not the truth, not the truthy things that produce a click, not the truthy things that produce a click. Do you hear me? But what is your truth? Now, sometimes your truth actually may do the opposite of producing a click. Do you hear that? Listen, I'm in this space all the time. So what I know is that so many of you in business are so impacted, offended, emotionally disturbed by whether you get engagement or not on your post. You're like, well, nobody liked my video. Nobody commented on my video. And you're using that as the baseline for whether your truth, whether you're valid or your truth has any validity. You're trusting an algorithm whose job it is to serve up any content that will produce a click, not an awakening. Algorithms produce clicks, not awakening. And so here you and I are as change makers, light bearers, people who want to change the world. And right now what's happening is there are more people on social media who are actually sharing their polarizing perspectives and happy to play the game of algorithms, right? Let's say it another way, happy to play the Game of Thrones. They're happy to play the Game of Thrones. They're happy to do what it takes to win the throne and please an algorithm. And it's crap. It's crap. But in the short term, they win in the eyes of the algorithm. Again, there is no proxy for truth to an algorithm other than a click. Now, if we unpack that a little further, here's what's interesting about that. Facebook, YouTube, look, any social platform that's built this way, their algorithm runs the platform. Do you understand? Like, the success of the platform is completely and entirely dependent on the algorithm, because the algorithm is the thing that produces the click. Do you understand? The algorithm is the thing. So even Mark Zuckerberg doesn't dictate the click. It's the algorithm that produces the click. Do you understand? So it's not even like Mark Zuckerberg controls the algorithm. The algorithm controls the algorithm. This is some crazy shit right now. Do you understand? Like, that's crazy. So when the algorithm produces the click, when the algorithm decides what is successful and not successful to its user, that is the thing that's controlling how people behave, at least businesses, how businesses behave, because businesses are trying to accommodate the algorithm. Why? Because they're trying to produce a click to their service or their product. And when you have no foundation in truth, but all you want is $1, you are willing to sell out for the click because you have no value for truth. This is why it's so important now that you as a light bearer, you as someone who values truth, begin to speak, because there are more people on Facebook right now who are willing to speak whatever the algorithm pleases versus those who are willing to speak their truth. And what the world is hungry for right now is truth. What the world is hungry for right now is truth, perspective, something that comes from what is real, not clickbait. Not clickbait. By the way, if you're a business, stop using the word clickbait. That is not the direction we're trying to head. We're trying to head towards what is true. And if we're going to make peace with technology in our species, then we're going to have to find some balance between what is true, because we're the light bearers. We are the sentient beings who are connected to consciousness. The algorithm is not connected to consciousness. You and I are connected to consciousness. So why are you cashing in your crown for a click? You're cashing in your crown for a click. You have been blessed by divine consciousness with a crown to a direct access to truth. And you want to exchange that for a click? Are you kidding me? And so, gang, you get what is happening right now. You understand that what is happening is a decision. There is a decision, and I haven't figured it out yet. Because here I am trying to connect with you watching this video, the 6 of you who are live right now, the 10 of you just a second ago who are live. I'm trying to connect with you about what is true and how we behave on social platforms. And guess how I'm doing it? I'm doing it on a social platform. And the algorithm is deciding who gets to see this live in their newsfeed or not. Do I keep using the social platform, even though I know that it's collecting your data and selling your data to the highest bidder for an ad? Or do I try to go completely analog and go live in the woods for a bit and try to do this offline? Like, this is the dilemma, yes? This is the double bind. I'm stuck between trying to grow a message in the world where we are all connected and can consume the message, and staying true to who we are and not being sold out by an algorithm. This is the social dilemma. This is it. Now, to wind down this conversation, for today at least, in part one of whatever this series turns into, you and I have a decision to make. Like, the first decision is not do I keep showing up on social media or not. That's not the first decision for me. The first decision is, am I speaking my truth, or am I trying to please an algorithm? Do you hear that? Pause, stop, write it down. Am I speaking my truth, or am I trying to please an algorithm? Listen. The algorithm is not a sentient being. The algorithm responds to what gets noticed, what gets engaged. So here's the question. Maybe we'll end with this question for a minute. What if you and I, as sentient beings who wanted to speak truth into the world and not sell out for a click on an algorithm, what if what we did was all of us began daily to speak our truth? Not to get a click, not to get a view, not to get a comment. We simply spoke our truth. And from that, the algorithms began to learn what we preferred. Now, the algorithms are learning what you prefer because you just click shit all the time. I click shit all the time. But what if what we clicked on more often was the perspective of truth? And from that, the algorithms began to learn that what the human species wanted more than eye candy, more than clickbait, was truth. What we resonated with was truth. What we resonated with was realness. What we wanted was authenticity. The algorithm learns from us. So the question isn't about the algorithm. The social dilemma isn't even about the social networks. It's about you and I and our behavior. Can you, for a minute, elevate what it is that you consume? Can you dive into can you get past your fear and your uncertainty, the place where you're terrified about change, all the places you're judgmental? Can you get past the places you're judgmental and get to the place where you're willing just to listen for truth and hear different perspectives? Because if that's what you clicked on, the algorithm would learn that. And the algorithm would start to learn that you're more interested in the question and the inquiry than some fake news. This, you and I get to decide this social dilemma. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't decide the social dilemma because he just created an algorithm. That's all that is. Mark Zuckerberg's not the devil. He built an algorithm, and over the years, it's been built on time after time. And the algorithm is simply learning. This is like the freaking Lord of the Flies. Like we're, to the degree that you and I decide to rise, to level up, to begin to have a conscience, to begin to live in truth, is the degree by which the algorithms will partner with us in that. So how do we get there? How do we get to where we as a species evolve, and rather than devolve into the Lord of the Flies, how do we evolve into some semblance of consciousness and love? How do we do that? Well, here's a place to start. If you are brave enough to speak your truth in love, not your truth from judgment, not your truth in that you have all the answers and everybody else is an idiot. If you're able to speak your truth in love so that others could hear a different perspective and begin to open up, what would happen is the algorithms would learn the language of love. Holy shit, that's good. The algorithms would learn the language of love. Oh my God. That's what would happen. Algorithms are measuring devices. Algorithms are tools that measure for a result. What's the result that people are trying to measure? Well, the for-profit organizations are trying to measure clicks, so in order to please advertisers. Do you see the game? This is the game. But you know what I know behind all of that is what people are craving for right now in a world that is chaotic. They're craving truth and love and connection. For a while, there are those who are stuck in their anger. I've been stuck in anger for 20 years. If you've seen some of my past posts, you've known that. I did a series on anger, where for 20 years I've tried to produce results from the energy of anger. And I realized that that was a lid on my ceiling, right? That was a lid on my results. I think humanity has been addicted to anger and has been leaning on anger to produce results. But that is exposing itself as a lid on our results as a species. And when you get to the space of realizing the lid, when you start to see it, because it's previously a blind spot, when you start to see it, you're like, oh my God, this anger is killing us. This division is killing us. Then what happens is we start to go, oh, okay, let's create a new conversation. And from that new conversation, the algorithms will learn what we prefer. The algorithms will learn what we prefer. And when you start to click on things that deal with love and light, rather than hate and division, the algorithms will go, I see that the human species want love and light. And so we will respond. Oh my God, this is like that whole metaphor about, remember the tribal story of the dark wolf and the light wolf and which wolf will win in the fight. And it's whichever one you feed. Oh my God, the algorithms are simply trying to decide which one you're feeding. So, I could just keep going, but we'll just we're going to wrap with this right now. Here we go. We'll see what else comes out. I've got another quarter of the documentary to go. So we'll see what else comes out. But here's the deal. You, if you're in business, because that's who I'm speaking to, if you in business want to be the change in the world, if you want to be part of the solution, if you don't want to be bound to platforms that reward hyperbole or fake news or hysteria or chaos, and you want to be a part of a species and a society, a cultural agreement that deals in love, then what happens is you have to be the one who speaks from love. Quit hiding. Quit hiding. Do you hear me? Quit. So many of you are so afraid to speak up because of fear of judgment or fear of being shot down or not knowing what to say or whatever it is. The more of us that start to speak from a place of love into this void of hate and chaos, the more people have an option to click on something new. Right now, people get to click on whichever hateful message is most attractive to them. But if you gave them some truth, a third option of love that wasn't based in some polarized bullshit, but some third option that came from a place that resonated with their soul, then maybe the algorithm would learn something new. Maybe the algorithm would learn something new. It's up to you. We're at a crossroads. Do you hear me? We're at a crossroads. And it's totally, entirely up to you and me about which road we take. To the degree that you choose to put your truth on loudspeaker and stop trying to please algorithms, will be the degree by which the algorithms learn something new. And if you don't speak up, the algorithms will continue down their rabbit hole into the darkness that we are experiencing and seeing. And if you choose something new, you choose to speak up, you choose to share love and light with the world through your lived experience, the things that life has taught you, then maybe the algorithms will learn something new. That's it for today, gang. If you want to learn more about how to begin to put your truth on loudspeaker, go to groundswellmethod.com. There's some videos waiting for you there. This whole program called the Groundswell Method Intensive is designed to help you unlock your truth, to speak that into the world So go speak it into the world. And if you need help, then check out those videos. If you don't need help, then by all means, please God, start now. Quit postponing. And I don't know any reason why you wouldn't do a daily video. Oh my God, like if you thought of every day you deposit truth into the world is one more push in the right direction, then why would you not do a daily video? And every day you stay quiet is one more day that all the bickering and hateful messages and fake news get to win the algorithm's attention. So yeah, I guess that's our choice, isn't it? That's pretty sobering. But you and I, make no mistake, get to be the change we want to see in the world. It's all about whether you're going to show up or not. In all of your imperfection, can you show up in your truth and simply share what life has taught you? That's the question. If you'd like to learn how to do that, go to groundswellmethod.com. Thanks for hanging out with me here until my next rant and complete whatever you call this I did today. I love you. I believe in you. And here's to your important work in the world. Let's go make a difference. See you tomorrow.